frustrating end to the game, but your thoughts on the team effort from this one?
Well, there's some good, bad. I think there's moments that we should have executed on. Had a couple goals there. Wish they were taken back, but that's the right calls. Thought it was a quick whistle on the other one, but overall the execution was good some parts and sometimes it wasn't. I thought we had them when they had 6-on-5. They were tired and we didn't make some smart plays, shot in the puck over the net. We hurried some of our shots. So I don't know if that's rust over the 2 weeks, but I think for the most part it was a 1-1 game. We gave them that freebie to start the game, and then obviously the first period, can't give them 3 penalties. Too many men. That hurts you the first. Guys are. It's 2 weeks off. Guys are tired a little bit, but just there's moments there we didn't come through.
Like you said, 3 frustrating penalties, but to kill off all 3 of those against a team that has one of the strongest power plays, what does that say?
Yeah, they got a great. No, that's great. That's a positive for us, but it takes our bench out. It just that whole first period you're scrambling because you're killing 3 penalties.
So what did you do in the third, the final 15 minutes that was better?
Well, I just thought we played. I don't know if it was nervous. We were chipping pucks in when nobody was on us. You got to grab a puck and make a play. We started to do that in the third. Still think we could have some more net front. There was some rebounds there laying there we just didn't get to. But make a play, grab a puck. We were content on just chipping pucks, and I don't know if we're nervous or not or rust, but we got to make sure that we grab some of those pucks.
Sorry. Yeah. No, you don't. Well, all these games obviously are important from here on in, but this is a team that's ahead of you in the standings. You get a little closer in the rear view if you win tonight.
Yeah.
The game that Lankinen had, the fact it was 1-0 then 1-1, did it feel like a missed opportunity?
Yeah, he was. Lanks was great tonight. And the game is about moments, and we had some moments there that we didn't capitalize, and we need some guys to capitalize on it for us.
With this game in general, there was maybe a 15-20 minute stretch sort of right after DeBrusk scores where it seemed like they were able to get to their game and kind of take it over. Was there something specific that sort of you saw that allowed that?
Well, somebody would have a puck and we'd ice a puck. We weren't skating with it. It was almost like, I don't know if we're nervous or nobody was supporting the puck. So when you're playing under pressure, you got to be able to make plays under pressure, and that you might have to skate 5 feet, pass a puck to a guy, than just deferring to throw the puck away. So I think you're right. About 15 minutes there, we were just tossing pucks away. It was frustrating. Like I said, I don't know if it's 2 weeks off or the rust, but you got to make plays under pressure.
Pretty busy night for Kevin, not just the sort of raw shot totals, but just the amount of traffic they had, the amount of deflections, the amount of shot attempts. How do you look at tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll take a look, but I'm not a big fan of playing a guy when he had a big workload tonight. So we got to play long ball on this one.
Just take us through your thoughts on the effort from tonight's game.
Yeah, I think there's some positives to take, and some things obviously that need to be cleaned up, but I guess it's to be expected, a little bit of both. Coming back after a break, we had some pretty good practices, but this game there was a couple plays that were pretty close. So obviously, a couple that went to review, and there's a couple different things, so it could have went either way. But we didn't do enough to win, and give them credit. They play a hard game, they play a tight game. Seems like every time you play against Vegas, it's a 1-goal game. So I thought we handled it at times pretty good.
Grabbed your team-leading 20th goal tonight. Take us through that one, just with that pass from Sherwood as well.
Yeah, it was just a great play. I'm not sure who kept it in, but then I knew what he was going to try to force it. But I was just kind of hoping that I got through, and I knew the goalie would come over and overcommit. Obviously, probably didn't think it was through either. So I just went against the grain and went 5-0.
With the team extending that contract with Kevin Lankinen, and then seeing a performance like this from him tonight, what can you say about him?
Yeah, awesome for Kevin. He's such a good guy. He also, he works really hard. He's a guy that ever since day one of coming here, obviously we both kind of came in at the same time. But I've said it throughout the year, he hasn't changed one thing. He does his routines, and you see why he's such a good pro. Obviously, he's seen a lot over the years, but for him to get rewarded like that, I think he deserves it, and we need him. He's been a huge reason why we're in this playoff race, and he was a huge reason tonight why I was even close.
Did Aiden get his stick on the Sherwood pass out front?
I don't know. Actually, yeah, maybe. I think that it might have deflected maybe off one of them, it slowed it down a little bit actually, which I guess kind of helped.
4 days of practices for both teams coming out of a pretty extended break, and both of your teams obviously didn't have your head coach for those 4 games either, and it really did seem like 35 minutes in, roughly, the pace completely changed. Do you think that's just can't replace game reps?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like it's like training camp in a way. It feels a little weird. Obviously, there's some guys. They had so we had some guys. They had some guys that were playing in the tournament itself too. But you're just getting to a feeling of the puck, even when the pucks go off the boards and stuff like that. It just feels. For myself, anyways, I was really rusty in that today. I felt like I couldn't get a bearing on the game. But in saying that, I think that comes, like you said, with game reps. You're getting hit. It's physical. Speed's going to amplify as the game goes along. It's going to get tighter when the game gets later in the game. So I think that's pretty natural. Obviously, there's some plays that look a little funky on both sides, but I think that's expected after a break for the majority of the players.
I'm sure you guys wouldn't love your offensive game from the first period, but it was like really after your goal, there's that like 15-minute stretch sort of into about the 5-minute mark of the third period where it just felt like the game shifted and they were able to sort of assert themselves and find their game. Is there anything that you can sort of put your finger on for why that happened tonight?
I think it's just swings of the game. I think that's with every NHL game. You have good spurts. You try to put it together, obviously, a full 60 minutes. We got to do a better job of managing the puck at those moments. I think it's one of those things where you try to not necessarily slow them down, but try to get to our game. And, that's what usually happens when there's momentum swings and things of that nature. It's one team playing their style better than we are. And, Kevin kept us in there. Obviously, we had some big blocks and things like that, but I think that's pretty normal in the game. I think it's any game you watch, there's swings where one team's kind of all over the other, and that's how you know it's a good hockey game.
Having to play back-to-back right out of the gate, is that a challenge, or is there some extent to which, by the time you're, at practice in El Segundo on Tuesday, you'll be back into sort of the heat of it?
Yeah, I think it's good for us. Obviously, we want to respond after this. We want to come obviously with a good effort and everything like that, but anytime you lose, you want to get right back at the helm, and obviously a good team tomorrow too. So, it's one of those things where it's weird. It's weird because the break, how you're going to feel all that stuff, but we're all good pros in here, and I think that will be, like I said, just trying to get those 2 points back, obviously against another division rival, I guess.